on the walls, please do take a look at that before you go. We have some very special guests today. I think we'll have Tim come up first. We have, I think I'll do a quick, brief introduction, but I'm going to mostly let you, the VIPs, introduce yourself. My apologies. So this is Tim Swinehart. How many of you go to Portland Public Schools? Raise your hand. Okay, so are you starting to learn about climate change in your classroom? No. It'll come. So he is one of the people you have to thank. He is one of the main people who started it, and people like Nico and I work to try to help in that as well. So thank you so much.
All right. Well, I'm really impressed with the presentation. It's an honor to be here with you guys today, and I teach. My name's Tim Swinehart. I teach high school at Lincoln High School in Portland downtown, and so I have students that study a lot of the same stuff that you guys are talking about today. And I'm excited to go back on tomorrow and tell them about what you were talking about, what I learned from you, So Pam mentioned that I worked with a group of people to write and pass what is the first climate justice education policy in the nation in Portland Public Schools. Something that we're pretty proud of. But I wanted to tell you guys a story about this. All the Academy ambassadors here today. So we passed something that got a lot of attention around the country, but it didn't start with adults. Okay? There were some students, there were high school students at Roosevelt High School, and they were in a history class, and they looked at what their history book had to say about climate change. It was one really lousy page, all the way page 400 and something, and one of the sentences on that page was kind of trying to confuse people about climate change and about global warming. And so it had the sentence that said, "Not all scientists agree with the theory of the greenhouse effect." You guys all know from this presentation just what a lousy statement that is to have in a textbook, right? That's supposed to be telling the truth. So these students, these high school students, went to first their teacher, and then they went to people at the district, and they said, "You know what? We expect better. You can do better for us, right? This is not enough. We're growing up with this problem, and we expect decent education when it comes to climate change." And they planted the seed that a year later ended up in this resolution passed by the school district that says that every single school in Portland Public Schools has to teach the kind of stuff that you guys were working on here today. So I think if I can share anything with you today, it's just how much power you have as young people. This is a really big problem, right? I mean, you know that after being here today and kind of studying this, that climate change is a big deal. You guys are, like you said, adults will listen to you, right? When you talk about your future and you talk about what you expect and the kind of future that you want, that's one of the most powerful things you can do. And so don't let people tell you that because you're young, or because you can't vote, right, that you're not capable of accomplishing things, because you really are. And so I would encourage you to think about whether it's in your schools where you're at or other places, other kind of groups that you're a part of right now. Demand action from the adults in your lives, right? And just say, hey, kind of telling us that we can't get this stuff done, that's not good enough. We expect better, just like those Roosevelt students did for us to end up with this policy that was really, the most comprehensive climate education policy in the country. So I think that was the main thing I wanted to share. And I would just say, thanks for having me here today, and it's a real honor to be here and learn from you. So.